am more attracted to a man and how he treats me than his physical appearance.
Something that's really healthy and consistent doesn't have that same spark and excitement.
I go into the bedroom, my wife is laying in the bed with a couple.
Bro, I miss when guys used to literally be in love with girls, actually like girls.
And he called me some of halfway there, and he blocked me.
Skinny and bumpy looking and ugly looking, but I love what he does for me.
He don't cheat and he ain't talking to no other female. The woman will think something is wrong.
Welcome back to More to Life. Before I get into this video, like, comment, subscribe. Also, smash that notification bell just to be sure you get on my videos as soon as I release them. Let's get into this.
I got married 17 days ago, and we're already deciding to call it quits. I was out of town working. I told her when I was coming home, and I came home, and there was another car in the driveway. I go into the bedroom, and my wife is laying in the bed with a couple. A couple. It was a man and a woman. So I started throwing a fit. They started talking about how she's been their girlfriend for 2 years.
I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
So it's like, I've never heard of any of this. And then she decided that she didn't want to be with me anymore. And even though it's only been 14 days, we're looking into getting an annulment, a divorce. I don't even know how it works. We only been married for 2 weeks. But I wanted to actually stick it out, but I just want an apology. You know, I want you to acknowledge that you're wrong. You've been in a relationship with these people for 2 years and I don't even know them, and they're in my house and I'm away on work. You don't have a job, so you have the time to do these kinds of things. And it's like, for you to have the nerve to say you want to no longer be with me, it just makes no sense, because I'm the one that should be looking to forgive you, but I don't even know how this works, or I don't have anybody to talk to about it. That's the only reason I'm even saying anything on here, because I literally don't even know what to do. But yeah, it looks like after 14 days, our relationship is pretty much over.
His relationship ended with his wife in 2 weeks because she couldn't get over with it, right? That life was calling her back like a drug. She's addicted to the sex, and it shows. And do you think my man, well, he seems like a nice guy. He seems like he's not going to change. But things like this makes men turn a cold shoulder. Seriously, it makes men angry. This will make me upset. My wife with a couple, and I know nothing about it. Like another man in the picture with another woman. My wife, I would be forever changed.
This girl in college made $100,000 helping other girls find boyfriends. She wasn't even enrolled at our school, but she would scout out guys based on attractiveness and future earnings potential based on their major. So she had this sliding scale where if you were like a 7 out of 10 attractiveness, but you were an engineer who was going to make a lot of money, that might bump you up to an 8.5. Or if you were a dude who was like a 9 out of 10 attractiveness, but you were a theater major who was never going to make any money, then that might bump you down to like a 6.5. And then on Wednesday nights, she would reserve a room at the library and girls would pay to come see her list. She helped keep everybody organized so that only one girl was pursuing one guy at a time. That way a guy didn't have 10 girls coming after him and you get a big ego guy. I mean, confidentiality is key. I mean, these college guys have a big enough ego as it is. They don't need this list escaping out there, finding out they're at the top of this thing and then getting an even bigger head. The only risk to this list was that one of these guys would actually be a dum-dum, and he would be an engineering major, but he wouldn't be smart enough to pass any of the math classes, and then he ends up changing his major to sociology and he's not making any money anyway. Which is why the girl selling the list always said, make sure this guy gets the degree before you make any long-term life-altering decisions with him.
Wow, this girl, like, she had a full career. Like, everybody was going to be, you know, engineer, woman, or they scouting good guys. Now, that's the time to scout a guy. We already know, woman, where I'm from, they don't do it, but still, Genius. She found her calling. She should be making millions, probably more than all of them put together. She should have a dating site right now that's thriving and making big bucks. I stand a business-minded queen. I heard that.
Bro, I miss when guys used to literally be in love with girls. Like, they used to actually like girls.
Those days are over.
Like, the music used to hit different. Baby, you should let me love you. Let me be the one to give you everything you want and need. Oh, baby, good love and protection. Like, oh, he just want her. He just want her. She's got her own things. That's why I love her. She's independent. Won't you come and spend a little time?
She like Mario.
Girl, I still kiss your head in the morning. Make you breakfast in bed while you yawning. And I don't do everything how you want it. But you can't say you're man. Don't be on it. 'Cause I know true love ain't easy. Girl, I know it's you 'cause you complete me. And I just don't want you to leave me. Even though I give you reasons. 'Cause baby, sometimes like, bro, they used to be so in love with women. I don't know what happened. Like, how do we get to the bend her over, fuck her once, don't talk to her again? Like, how do we get there? What happened?
Women killed it.
And like, what happened?
She's kind of young. We've been there for quite a while. We've been there since ain't but hoes, tricks. Yeah, a long time. I don't know where she's been living, under a rock. We've been there since the 90s. It started in the 90s. It stopped. Guys have been changed. Guys have woken up. It's like the 90s guys in the hood, you know, they were naturally red-pilled. And it affected the masses. And there was a big change. Look at the way ladies are nowadays. If a guy's acting, singing songs like that and feeling that way, what happens to him? Bye-bye, nice guy. Let me go over here to Chad. They're saying that. Let me go over to that guy.
You know, all that woman really wants is for someone to look at her and say, damn, that's mine.
Look what it says. I was from an era where men held open car doors for the girl. These days, men think it's acceptable to beep their horn and ask for your snap. Bring back the old school. Now, this woman here, you see the makeup heavily caked up. Now, take a guess how old she is. That's what it is now. Take a guess, because you may be around my age, around in your 40s, or pushing higher than that. A man can't tell. And chivalry is dead, and you ladies killed it. There's nothing you can do to bring it back.
All my accomplishments, career accomplishments, and being a very successful journalist in New York City, the capital of the world. If you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. And having been able to have done print, radio, television, you name it, and then the huge responsibility of raising my only child by myself with the help of my mother, of course. Yeah. That was not enough for society. They were always judging, why are you by yourself? When are you going to get married? When are you going to have other children? And that was not fair at all. That was not fair at all. But
so what was your reaction to it? Was it kind of like, or was it
pretty much possible? Because it's my life. I live it as I want it.
Man, went all that way. And from the way she's talking, she still doesn't have a man. Maybe she got her rocks off with a couple of guys. She's living in New York. So New York can be a party city. And she probably got her rocks off and was happy with that. Now, is that any way to live? As a woman, what are you now? About 65? Where's your husband? Why are you not sitting on the bench with your husband right now? Why are you not sitting at home with your grandchildren right now? This is wild. But guys are used to it because New York, is one of the homes of what? The modern woman.
Biggest regret post-divorce. If I could go back knowing what I know now, I would never have downloaded a dating app or ever gotten on one. People will get on dating apps and spend massive amounts of time chatting, talking, and texting, basically just to do a job interview, only to find out you don't have chemistry and you wasted hours, months, and weeks getting to know someone. People don't really know how to set the correct boundaries on that, and that's a whole nother lesson. There's also not accountability because they are not in your friend group, your church group, any kind of social group, so you can't even have that filter of knowing anything about their background, and they'll quickly ghost you.
It's genuinely true. Like, you cannot date your type. If you are constantly dating your type and it ain't working out, girl.
And I agree. Not 100%, but I agree. Most of the time, people look at certain people they're attracted to and they're not even in their wheelhouse. Most people are attracted to something they probably could never have. Now, there are a couple lucky women that get their physical type and the emotional and spiritual and loving man all wrapped in one. But 9 times out of 10, that is not going to happen. I am more attracted to a man and how he treats me than his physical appearance. I am attracted to how a man makes me feel more than his physical appearance. You don't have to be 100% my type in order for me to be attracted to you. Because with some women, attraction goes beyond the physicalness. That's why you see a lot of big men or men that are not fully in shape with fine, slim women with fat asses and nice, beautiful faces with long hair down their back. And you be trying to figure out how the f did he get her? He treated her well. He listened to her. He's emotionally stable. He is giving and loving and affectionate. That's why a lot of women say, oh, I don't mind a man having a dad bod. My man got a dad bod. He also has beautiful eyes and full lips with a bald head and a goatee. I can work with that. But men are different. A lot of men only think with that down there. So the woman they date have to be fully their type or they can't even get to it. So a lot of them miss out on their blessings because they end up with a superficial woman who only wants them for certain things. And that woman may not even see that man as their type, but they're offering something else for them. Women, there are a lot of men that may not be your full physical type, but they are willing to treat you like 100% of a queen. Say the ones that be in the gym 24/7. They more worried about their physical appearance than how they actually treat you. Disclaimer, this is not all men. Like how y'all like to tussle in the comments.
Yeah, it's true. Like, it's not all about attraction nowadays. It's not. So you have to get the one that's for you. And same thing for men, right? I agree with her on that. And as a man, men have learned and women are learning all through time. Get the one who's totally into you. There are some, not all ladies are struggling. There's a lot of ladies out there that have, you guys see it on the streets, as she explained, that guy with the glasses, big guy, fat, not tall, just walking down the street or walking down the block, calling her bag, or in the store, she's shopping, he's sitting there with the baby cart, and you're like, she had a baby with that guy? Yeah. She had a baby with that guy because he put in work. So only thing with that, a lot of guys know this is true. A lot of times those guys get them when they're out of their prime. And no man is waiting for them.
All right, this is going to be an episode of Rate My Date from my Sunday brunch, so here goes. Overall, I'm going to tell you that I give this date a 3 out of 10, and here's why. He looked like his pictures, pretty much, a little heavier than his pictures, but he was tall, he was attractive, he was successful, he was smart. He picked a great restaurant. All those things are great, so I'm going to give him props for that. But I will tell you, here I go again on another date with someone that asks me not one question. He does not know where I live, what I do for a living, how old my kid is. He knows nothing about me. Nothing. And I hate those, what's your favorite color? I don't mean that, but just a regular conversation, back and forth like a tennis match. I asked him a ton of questions. He didn't ask me anything back. It was actually weird. At the end of the date, I really got the impression that he was a player, but he told me he wanted to see me again. When I said to him, you don't know anything about me, he said, what do I need to know about you? I know that I'm attracted to you. What?
剩女
I was a little drunk. Plus I was horny.
So if you want to know why we're tired, and yes, that's tears and snot on the road. I don't even care. I'll tell you why we're tired. I started talking to a guy a couple of weeks ago, just casually, and we started talking more this week, the last few days, and he lives in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I was going to be going down there this weekend on my way to Little Rock to see a friend, and we made plans to go out. And so we're talking today.
Right.
And he says, I don't really want to wait till Friday to see you. And I said, well, just come up here today, just being very casual about it. And he said, you mean it? And I said, yeah. And he called me, he said, well, I'm halfway there. And I was like, all right. Will you send me the snapshot so I can do the TikTok? And he goes, yeah. And I never heard from him again. And he blocked me. And this has been going on for 2 days.
How old are you?
3 days. But all day.
Yo, I gotta say this. Those old ladies, old guys do it too. I actually made a video joke about this on my channel, Black Filipino, right? A guy or girl will be old and they'll have their picture from 10 years ago. Don't do that. The man probably called you on the phone and seen your face and said, and had a date app on his phone going, looking at you, looking at the picture. Close comparison. The phone is right there. It said, that don't look like you.
Today, I went to the grocery store, I bought all this stuff to cook for him, and I just don't get it. It's what the why would you do that to somebody?
I don't know. The first thing she mentioned, he is tall, attractive, successful, and smart. She is dealing with a top.
The lady gets on here and says, I'm not attracted to my husband. He's dark-skinned and bumpy looking and ugly looking. But I love what he does for me. So I had to learn how to love him. Or, you know what I'm saying? Or find him attractive in that way. It's so weird. And then Hefe drops an opposing video, the completely opposite reverse psychology vid of that, and makes the same type of video. Oh, I'm not attracted to my wife where I wasn't until I realized that she started cooking for me. And they're in the uproar. The women are in the uproar about it. The hypocrisy blows my mind every time. And Hefe just exposed it. People don't see how scandalous their actions or their beliefs are until they're in the other person's shoes, until they're in the opposing view. People don't see a problem with it until those are reversed. Every time. If I was the husband and I seen my wife get on the internet saying that she's not attracted to me, but she loves what I do for her, she's getting divorced. She's getting left that same day. We're going to divorce court. I don't give a
I feel him. Same thing with me. Any lady that says, oh, I feel like we're friends. Well, we were friends first, or I feel like we're friends now. Something like that. And you're in a relationship, a marriage, end it. Why go through it? She doesn't have the hots for me. Then who do you have it for? I wonder.
I'm not comfortable. In fact, I've tried really hard to be attracted to men who treat me well. It's boring. It's not only boring, but it makes me feel uncomfortable. So
toxic relationships are actually a form of self-sabotaging behavior. Internally, you don't even feel like you're deserving of healthy love. So not only do you find, but you're also attracted to people who confirm the way that you feel about yourself. This is a part of the reason why in my videos I tell people that it's not just about finding the right person. Because you can find someone who is healthy, who will treat you the right way, but ultimately you're going to end up sabotaging that relationship because you don't believe that that person is being authentic, you don't believe that you're deserving of it, to a point where we'll push away potentially healthy partners. If you want to be in a good relationship, you have to be good in a relationship, meaning that you have to have a healthy mindset, healthy levels of communication, emotional stability. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to be perfect, because every person in every situation in every relationship are all going to have their flaws. We got to get to a point where we stop taking shortcuts and we actually start doing the work. Because a lot of people say they want to be in a healthy relationship, but wouldn't actually be able to maintain it if they were actually in one. If you're struggling in a situation like this or you need help with self-development, comment the word growth and I'll DM you some resources.
Yeah, it's true. People want toxicity, especially women. And guys do too. Guys are used to it. A lot of guys are changing now. And guys are making a drastic change. And it's funny. And they're being faulted for it. I reacted to a video right before this one. The woman's talking for 8 minutes on how Red Pill changed the man. Changed him for the worse. When he had health issues, he also had issues with his mental. He was on pills for having mental issues. He stopped taking the pills, started working out, started changing. He got with a Christian girl. He believed in red pill, but he believed in not free thought. But yes, of course, everyone believes in free thought. We're all free, right? But he spoke on things to read the things she didn't like about him. They got in a heated discussion, but it wasn't an argument. He still wanted to be friends with her. After that discussion, she cut him off. Who's the problem? This she's saying, I miss my friend. No, you wanted him to be a simp. And he said it. He's not a simp anymore.
So one of the things I don't think people talk about enough when it comes to dating and relationships is how hard it is to have a healthy relationship after a lifetime of not so healthy relationships. So for me, I've got an anxious attachment style, and that means my entire life I have chased emotionally unavailable guys that didn't want to commit, guys that didn't have conflict resolution skills, and that wound me up in getting divorced a few years ago. And then I went on this cycle of situationship. If you've seen any of my TikToks, you'll see the story. So I did the work. I've done a lot of work to understand my attachment style, where it's come from, to heal that so I don't make the same mistakes. And when I did the work, I got really clear on what it was that I wanted, and I met the most incredible guy. He's unreal. And I was like, yes, I'm healed, I'm good, I'm done. And what that's done is unlock this new level of healing that I now need to get through, because this relationship has been hard for me at times because it's so secure.
You can't make this up.
He's so available. He's so reassuring, consistent, and the energy he gives me is amazing. And I'm not used to that. That's really difficult for me because I'm used to this push-pull dynamic, and something that's really healthy and consistent doesn't have that same spark and excitement as someone who doesn't want you and is there 1 minute and gone the next, because you're stuck on this dopamine reward loop because someone's inconsistent. So when you are in a healthy relationship that you're maybe starting to think, oh, there's something missing, or the spark's not there, just remember, it's not that the spark's not there, it's that you're used to inconsistency. So stable can feel boring. So remind yourself of all those core values that attracted you to this person in the first place. That means you're going to have a healthy relationship, and not maybe this exciting, crazy push-pull, I'm so addicted to them dynamic, but actually something healthy that you can build on.
No, she settled. That's what she did. She settled. She got older. She said she got divorced. What happened was she played the field, realized Chad is not settling. She had to find a guy that was decent and handsome looking, and that was nice, genuinely nice, and said, I wouldn't go for him before, but she settled. She had to. She probably had a toxic guy and ended up finding a way to get him to marry her. That does happen too, but I doubt it. I doubt that he was toxic, right? Because you with someone for years. I'm sure, peel back the layers in that marriage. The reason for the divorce, who files divorces? We already know. It's them. But yeah, toxic as ever. Probably can't deal with her. That guy doesn't realize the headache he has now. But if he gets married to her, she'll be looking to divorce him in a couple of years as well. Be careful, my friend.
I just cut it off. A lot of women feel like in order to get that attention and that they need to put themselves in chaotic situations, because a lot of people don't like peace and harmony.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman is with a guy, let's just say she with somebody,
mm-hmm.
a man who is trying to do the right thing, Tony,
mm-hmm.
he's trying to be faithful.
Mm-hmm.
He going to work and doing this.
Right.
And he don't cheat, and he ain't talking to no other females.
Mm-hmm.
The woman will think something is wrong.
Mm.
And she will create a problem where there is not one in order for her to feel alive. The women are addicted to chaos.
Mm-hmm.
They like men who reject them, because if he rejects her, it makes her have to prove to herself and other women that she's that big.
Mm-hmm.
And if she can be successful in getting it, it's like she get a shot of dopamine. The women are addicted to chaos. They actually don't like peace, and neither do men.
Yeah.
If you too peaceful and you too cool, we got to create something that can make this more thrilling and more exciting.
Who's coming?